Welcome to your go-to podcast for the pool and spa industry. My name is Tyler Rasmussen.
And my name is Greg Villafania. And this is the Pool Chasers Podcast.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today on the podcast, Battista. Can you please introduce yourself to listeners and what your role at Pleatco is?
Yeah, sure. My name's Battista Remati. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for Pleatco Filtration. I started with the company around about 14 years ago when it was purchased. Back in 2006, it was pretty much a small regional company in the Northeast up in New York, servicing really the Northeast region, around about the fifth tier player in the industry. At that time, had a very astute owner who decided to build Pleatco into a very significant brand, of which we've done over the last 14 years.
Nice. And how did you kind of get into the industry? Was that your first dabble, or?
No, it was a kind of a weird thing, really. I used to be the creative director for the TV travel channel for 15 years of my life, traveling around the world. So going from that glamour to selling filter cartridges was a bit of a leap. But quite frankly, what happened was I always kept my own small advertising agency as a side job. The opportunity to work for Pleatco came to me through a friendship of mine. At that time, my kids were growing up, and interestingly enough, my daughter is a synchronized swimmer and is on the USA national team training for the Olympics right now. So to support her efforts, I had to get off the road. Ironically, this position sort of unfolded in front of me as we developed the brand. I slowly segued myself out of media and into marketing, and I've enjoyed it ever since. So it's been a great run, and I've really enjoyed being in the pool and spa industry. It's a great industry. It's an emotional industry, unlike any other. I've learned a lot. Never looked back once I really came on full board with Pleatco.
Yeah, that's awesome. Synchronized swimmer, huh? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, those girls are amazing. Probably still the only all-female sport left in the Olympics. And, they've had it tough with the Olympics getting pushed back. They had to reconfigure, and it's a team sport and it's a water sport. And pandemic meant both those things went away for about 4 months and they had to train indoors. Very proud of those girls. And Pleatco is actually a supporter of Team USA and the Synchronized Swim Team, which is now being called the Artistic Swim Team due to politics. But amazing young women, an amazing sport. If anyone could get there and support that, I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure they would too.
Yeah, I recently watched a documentary on synchronized swimming, and man, there is a ton of work that goes into that. I mean, people don't realize you have to be extremely graceful, and you have to do all these different things. Like, you can't be like, if any one of us was in there trying to do what they do, we'd be splashing all over the place. It'd be really ugly. When they do this synchronized swimming, there's a lot of training that goes into being so graceful and doing the things that they do and keeping your body under control. Just like they talk about water polo, different things like that, where you got to tread water. It's not like you're in 3 feet of water and you're just running around. You're actually treading water and doing things. So that's really cool that she does that.
That's very true. It's an incredible sport. It's ballet, it's gymnastics, it's swimming, all combined, and it's a team sport. They're not allowed to touch the bottom of the pool, and actually they train in the same Olympic pool as the water polo team. So
nice.
It's a pretty close length sport. But yeah, very proud of them, and ironically ended up in the pool and spa industry with a daughter who's a fish. So
right, yeah,
Nice.
Same go for
That's
our
awesome.
kids as being fish. But so you were talking about like kind of supporting how you can. What do you mean by that? Because I'd love to, we'd love to share that message if we can.
Yeah. Well, Pleatco is always we always set out to be a very community spirited company, and actually Pleatco, if you work at Pleatco, you feel like you're working in a family, and as a family you work within a community, and a big part of being in a family is to be good to the community and support it. And the way that we support USA Synchronized Swim Team is through sponsorship, and also help them with promotion and kind of linking them with network as well. Unfortunately, synchronized swimming in America is not funded by the government, shockingly enough. So us as parents and companies have to try and keep the sport alive and keep the girls' dreams alive through our own pockets. So, we've been very proud sponsors of the team for about 7 years now, continue to do so.
Yeah. So I think for anybody listening, even if you're not sponsoring Synchronized Swimming or something like that, but just talking about it and sharing things on social media if there's different events happening. I think just keeping the spirit of the sport alive is good as well, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's phenomenal sport, and it's really a training ground and breeding ground for the leading women of the world, because you have to be smart, you have to be agile, and you have to have a big heart to do that sport. And it's open to everyone at any level, that particular sport. It's a team sport of true essence. So yeah, anyone who can get behind it, go to your local Y, watch a display, or go to usasynchro.org and put in a donation. That's anything along the way can help. At Pleatco, we basically try and sponsor dollar for dollar with those guys. So yeah, thanks for the plug on that. That's great.
Yeah, most definitely. So let me get this right. There's no men that do this. There's not even like
No,
a league
no, it's
somewhere.
funny you should say that. No, and actually, they opened up the sport to men about 2 or 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Not, I think this Olympics would have been the first to have dual male female swimming in it, but I'm not quite sure about that. But I know that there are there's some pretty talented guys out there. I couldn't do it. I just sink straight to the bottom, mate.
Yeah, same here.
And I'm a swimmer myself. Yeah. So anyway.
Very good.
Very cool. Yeah, thanks for sharing all that. We appreciate it. So let's jump into the topic of today's conversation, though, which is the perfect pool guy / gal search that Pleatco runs every year.
Mm.
We'll get into more details in a little bit, but first, can you tell us kind of how the contest originated?
Yeah, sure. So the Pleatco Perfect Pool Guy and Pool Gal contest started as a spark of a marketing idea. We service the pool industry pretty much directly down through distribution with our product. Pool filtration is, most people don't realize that for every hour a kid swims in a pool, they drink 1.3 ounces of water. So they're drinking it. So your water's got to be clean, people. and, and like everything else, if you buy a Ferrari, you're not going to put in a Kia filter. You really need that. The last point of defense is filtration. And so with Pleatco, we set out to be a different company. We didn't want to just be another manufacturer making yet another replacement part. We wanted to really delve into the science of filtration. We expanded our team to have 6 engineers, and we were very first company to break ranks from the typical media or fabric, filtration fabric, by going exploring our own fabric and developing our own fabrics to create really truly unique products, which really truly use modern technology to create better products. So our filtration products definitely are unique. The medias we use, the technologies of construction we use are completely unique to all the other filter cartridges in the world, of which there are many. For many, many years, most people used the Remati product, which was established by Unicel, which is a great company and a great competitor. But we didn't want to be that. We wanted to be the leaders in science and technology. We forged ahead and we did that. We actually created Pleatco Advanced, went to a point bond material. And so having done that, we need to engage the end user. And for our space, that end user really is the pool service guy. Most people, now we do spa and we do pool, but for most people, you don't want to be opening up a high pressure tank and putting in a filter and changing a filter. You get a service professional to do that. It's a dangerous and dirty job at times, and it needs a craft. And so we recognize that really our target audience from a marketing perspective needed to be the service industry professional. So as we developed our product and developed our strategy of getting that product and seeding that product to market, we understood how important it was to get the message down to the pool guy and to the pool gal. So in doing that, we established some sort of general marketing concepts. And weirdly enough, the story is I'm a marketeer, but I'm also a designer. And I've come across this photo of this perfect pool guy. I mean, he was dressed in white shorts and a white t-shirt, buff. His teeth were, sparkly clean. And he was standing in the background with a pole with this very elegant, mature woman with a martini in her hand in the foreground. And I went into the boss and I'm like, oh my God, I found the photo of the perfect pool guy. And we kind of laughed and chuckled. And I said, well, maybe we should do, a perfect pool guy competition. And it was a slightly kind of tongue in cheek, but that was the seed of the idea. It was really, how do we connect with the pool guy and the service people? and in a way that resonates with them, not just typical, corporate type of marketing. So we put out the competition. We put it out through Aqua Magazine and Pool and Spa News and Service Industry News, and all of our great relationships out there in the field with the publications, and opened the contest on our website. And to our surprise, in the first week, we got some amazing entries. My pool guy saved my house by using the water out of my pool when the bushfire came, or my pool guy supports the industry and he does all the charity work around town cleaning everyone's pools who can't afford it. And we suddenly realized that, oh my God, the last bastion of true backyard hero existed in the pool and spa industry within the serviced area. The old days, your doctor was the most important person and very close to the family. Even the milkman who came and delivered the milk to your front door was considered a part of your inner circle. And really, as society's morphed and technology's seeped its way in, one of the only sort of occupations still that has that emotional attachment and level is the pool guy and the pool gal as a service professional. We've got so many stories where, the pool guy we went off our holidays for 2 weeks and the pool guy looks after our dogs and our cats and our chickens. And by the way, he also cleans the pool. So the intimacy of the pool guy and pool gal with the end user is a very particular sort of, I guess, relationship, and the sort of relationship that harkens back to a simpler time, like in the 50s and 60s, when really the pool culture was at its height. So recognizing that culture and understanding that these were very heartfelt entries, we did a 180 and we suddenly went, we've got something interesting here that needs to be taken seriously. We looked around, we couldn't find any other awards given to service professionals. And quite frankly, I'm like most people, I really can't stomach watching the Academy Awards and seeing an actor get yet another accolade for for basically reading some words off a script. I truly believe in the backyard hero. These are people who work in earnest, work their asses off, if I can say that, and really, are salt of the earth people and are the backbone of the industry. So we converted. We quickly changed course of the competition, and that's where it kind of started. That was the seed, and it's sort of blossomed ever since. And I think the good, heartfelt nature of which the competition became really resonated with the industry, and people who entered could see that it was an honesty thing. And that was it. That's the start of the competition, and it's been going for 13 years now and been extremely successful for us as a marketing company. But I think we gave back to the community in a very, very sincere and heartfelt way as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a long, good story. I didn't really know there was that much detail or thought into it, and I appreciate you sharing that because it's Greg and I talk about it a lot. There is not a lot of recognition for the pool guy or gal out there, and in our opinion, it's one of the toughest jobs out there, if not the toughest job in the industry, because you're bouncing between 15 whatever so backyards a day out in the heat, working all day long. There's a lot of jobs in this industry where you're in the backyard for a little bit or not at all, but the service technicians, they're day in, day out, have the toughest job. And, it's cool that you spent the time to really understand that, because it seems like you definitely do.
Absolutely. And probably one of the most profound elements that has come from the competition is that we've got an alumni now. So all the pool guy winners, regardless if they're the top winners or if they're a subcategory winner, have become our inner circle and our testing ground. So as we develop new products, for example, we've got a very, very intimate relationship with the top professional service people who will test products and give us really honest feedback. Like, yeah, that's crap. Like that doesn't work. Let's not do that. That's gonna clog the filter within a day, or that is the best thing we've ever seen. So we've got this very unique position now of having this alumni and a group of people from around the country and indeed around the world that can help us with the development of our filtration products in a very organic fashion. And that's one of the wonderful offshoots from the competition as well.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. I mean, what has the feedback been from previous winners, and what has it done for their careers?
That's a really great question. And once again, you know, sometimes the simplest things in life are the best. You know, there was no real design, rhyme or reason when we first started the competition. We just put up a really great prize. And that prize was to fly people to the national show in Vegas and put them up in a great fancy hotel and treat them with a gala dinner and a presentation awards and make them feel really special, just like you kind of would go on the red carpet to the Academy Awards. And that was great for the first couple of years. But where the competition really turned was when we sort of got together with Genesis Group. And Genesis is a phenomenal organization. It was Genesis 3 back then. And we injected a part of the Genesis training program in as one of the major prizes. So each year, the winners get to go and do a very significant course with Genesis. Generally, it was at the trade show, at the national show. They run their big courses annually there. But that gave a new level to the competition because we weren't just giving away a fancy trip. We were actually giving away something of substance. And comments from previous winners has been, you know, number one, the Genesis course. And that gave credibility to the competition, but it also gave great prizes. And with that learning, some of the pool guy and girl winners have really taken that and expanded their business tremendously. But for most part, nearly everyone who's come into the competition, number one, are very gracious. You know, things like this don't happen to people in the industry, where they get recognized for years and years and years of hard work. That comes along very rarely. But more so, once a perfect pool guy or pool gal, you're always a perfect pool guy or pool gal. And it has really been a great marketing advantage for the winners to expand their business. Tom Cuccinata, one of the early winners out of Florida, his business grew 400% in the first year after winning the award because he knew what to do with it. And he's gone on to bigger and greater things because of being able to grow his personal brand and also just leverage the fact of the award gave him so much exposure that he now gets contacted by like Aqua Magazine's editor who asks him to contribute to that. So in that case, the competition really allows you to leverage your business if you wish to into another stratosphere. You know, there's a national advertising campaign that comes along with the award, and these are types of things that most people, especially in pool and spa service industry, would not even have the budget or the concept to be able to do. So we've been very proud in the way that all of the winners have really been able to benefit on a personal level and on a professional level, you know, helping their careers and helping their businesses along the way as well.
I mean, that's a great thing to add to your resume. I mean, even if you're going into another industry or something like that, being nominated for being the pool guy or pool gal, that's a huge deal. I would think if I was looking at a resume, making a hire, being nominated for something like that, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, it's been great. It gives me such a buzz hearing about that. You know, it's funny. One of the winners came to me. He's like, Battista, you know, I don't think I can take the award. I said, why not? He goes, well, we don't use Pleatco filtration. We use, you know, the competition. And I'm like, I don't care. He's still the perfect pool guy. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you got nominated and we've got a voting system and it's not about the product. It's about what you've done. And he was tearful from that. He was like, holy crap, that's like, I just thought this was going to be a marketing thing. We're like, no, absolutely not. And he's gone on to really grow his business. But he was funny. He rang me like after his year was up and he goes, so I guess I have to hang my gloves up now. And I said, what do you mean? He's like, you know, I've got to hand it over to the next perfect pool guy for the next year's coming along. I said, no. You don't get it. Once you're a perfect pool guy, you're always a perfect pool guy. So it is time and memoriam with the contest. And, you know, it's great. You know, the winners take great pride in it. We do treat them very well in terms of helping with the marketing support along the way. And that's a skill set which we've got, which we offer as well. But, you know, they get an award to put up, a trophy to put up on the mantle. And, you know, that we give them attire and garments which have an insignia of, you know, I'm the perfect pool guy, and decals for their truck and stuff like that, and help them promote that. So it's got some great feel-good components to it, but it definitely does help people grow their business and support their family.
Very good. Thank you. And I feel like we're going to get worked if we don't ask you this, but you have an accent that doesn't seem from this country. Where are you from originally?
Well, weirdly enough, the name Battista, I was born in Italy. I grew up in Australia and I married an American. So I guess I'm just slowly circumnavigating the world. Yeah. So, but no, I grew up in Australia, a very big pool industry down there. We're all swimmers, swimming fanatics. I was a state swimmer. Actually, we did surfing as a school sport, so it was pretty cool. So always a very aquatic environment for me. So being in the pool industry, I have a very affinitive love for the pool and spa industry. I swim every single day. I know what clean water is. I know what a good variable pump can do. And so it gives me a unique insight in terms of being able to guide my company in the directions that we need to go from first-hand user experience as well. But yeah, Australian at heart, but I'm now an American citizen. So I should put on a little bit of an accent every now and then if I can.
Very good. What part of Australia? We love everything they're doing out there with pools and...
Yeah, no, Australia's pretty progressive. I mean, if you think about it, it's got 65% penetration of pools in the country, which is pretty phenomenal. It was a great place to grow up. I grew up in Sydney, right near the beach, near a beach called Bondi Beach, and had a great life growing up there. Business-wise, it's a little tough. It's a country of 22 million people, so more people in Massachusetts than there are in the entire country of Australia. But a beautiful, beautiful place to grow up, and an amazing place as a kid for sure.
Nice. Very good. Thank you.
We want to thank Pentair for supporting the show. As a podcast for pool professionals, we know that when you sell products, it's your reputation on the line. And when they are Pentair products, it's theirs as well. That's why Pentair's got your back with their trade grade program, which supports your business and reputation by offering exclusive tools and support for lead generation, attractive product rebates and longer warranties, and an unmatched expertise when it comes to accurate equipment selection, setup, and service. So to learn more about how trade grade protects, empowers, and helps your business grow, visit pentair.com/trade grade. That's pentair.com/trade grade, or click the link below. Well, it's time for PoolRx's end of summer sale again. That means it's time for you to replenish your inventory and purchase those boosters. When we were running Brother, the PoolRx sales were always one of our favorite times of the year. We got a discount on the product, but more importantly, we were setting up our pools for success while reducing chemical usage, which saved us a ton of time and money. Let me tell you more about the product. PoolRx eliminates and prevents all types of algae, reduces chlorine demand, and lasts up to 6 months. This is where the boosters come in handy. If you purchase units in the spring, you can add a booster to those out in the field, and they can last another 6 months. With PoolRx, there is no need for phosphate removers, clarifiers, or other algicides. While using PoolRx, you will see high-definition water clarity. I mean, these pools just really pop. Right now, you can get $15 off a 4-pack of blue units, $17.50 off a 4-pack of black units, and $7.50 off a 4-pack of boosters at your favorite distribution location. The sale ends September 30th, so get them while you can. If you want to find out more about the product and how we used PoolRx for our company, please check out episode 8 of the podcast, and you can also visit poolrx.com by clicking the link below.
So we know that 2020 nominations are now open. Can you walk us through some of the steps in nominating somebody?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No, so you'll see a lot of publicity coming through our new media partner, Aqua Magazine. They're running the campaign with us. This year is the first year we had to take the contest digital, of course, with the pandemic and the closure of the national show. We're kind of excited about that aspect in a way. We're a positive company. We're very lucky. We've been getting through the pandemic. We have multiple factories and support mechanisms that allow us to remain open and a good supplier. We're actually enjoying probably the most lucrative year of our existence. But the competition is run through pleatco.com. Entries taken very, very simply through a form. You need to fill the form out. You can nominate yourself. You can nominate a work colleague. You can nominate a friend or a family member who's a pool and spa professional, or someone in an association. So they have to be within the industry, without a doubt. And number 2 is with the nomination, you can, like I said, either nominate yourself or nominate a person that you know. And I think that's a particularly important thing, that a lot of people think that you can only nominate yourself. But yeah, if you know someone, go to pleatco.com, fill in the form. We require like 50-word little essay from you, just why they are the perfect pool guy, pool gal. Ask to upload a photo. We'd prefer a photo of them at work rather than a photo of them at the local bar on a Friday night, which we've got a few of those down the down the track.
I'm gonna have to go back and edit mine. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'll get into some of the entries in a minute, but
Wrong competition.
Some people upload a video, and actually we've found that people who upload a video have got like a 40% more chance of winning than people who don't. So don't need to be Spielberg. Just get your camera and talk to the camera and tell us who you are. And we put that up online, and all of that content gets vetted, moderated, and then on September the 20th, the competition shuts for nominations. A week later, we open up for voting, and we open up for voting for about a week. We take about 60% of the end result is from the vote, so it's people choosing who should win. The other 40% is via a panel, and we judge it on a panel, and we go for a really rigorous review process to finally get to the winners.
Very good. I mean, do you have any recommendations for somebody that really trying to take this serious? Because I would think if you want to send an email out, or if, even if you're a pool service technician or something, and, you really take your job serious, maybe that's a text message with a link to the form or something like that, where homeowners can fill it out, and nominate you. Do you have any recommendations for just kind of getting more exposure?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, if you're interested, make sure to put it on your social media and reach out to your network. Unfortunately, a lot of the pool, spa, and gals and guys are very humble people, and there's very few self-nominations. I would say that it's a good thing to self-nominate. You know yourself and take pride in your business, and there's nothing shameful in nominating yourself at all. So that's number one. Number two, if you do know a great service person, then tell your friends and put it on your social network and send them pleatco.com to sign up. Like I said, it's a very short period of nomination. We've got like 2 or 3 weeks left, so I urge everyone to get in there. But the more description of why that person should win, and particularly a video that shows person at work, is certainly jumps you higher up in the ranking in terms of possibility of winning.
Right. And what are some of the qualities you guys are looking for in the applicants? Is it just vote numbers, or you're looking for genuine?
It's the real McCoy. I mean, we give quite a few sub-tier awards as well. So we do each year give a perfect pool guy and a perfect pool gal award. But over the years, it's really tough to make that decision. And we've found certain people have experiences in different ways. So we give out a lifetime achievement award, for example. We get people who've been in the industry for 30, 40 years, and they're deserving of an award because of their commitment. And we give out young achiever award as well, someone who's coming up through the ranks. So younger people who've only been in the industry 3 to 5 years, but are doing things, using technology, getting out there. There's an award for that as well. We have an award for the big heart, someone who's just done an extraordinary thing in the community or is loved by the community in some way. We also give out an award now for people who support the pool guys in the industry. So a customer service award, and an award for, those people who tirelessly work, on the phones and in the stores, and, scheduling the pool guys' maintenance rounds and doing all the back end. We realize that's a tremendously difficult job in itself. So we do actually give out a customer service award. So it's not limited just to the pool guy and pool gal. It's really, if you've been in the industry for a long time, if you're in an association, if you work in the pool and spa world in some way, I will know someone who does that, who gives exceptional service, who is dedicated, and who is deserving of an award. That's really who we're looking for.
Very good. And can one person just fill out the form once? Like, say I wanted to nominate maybe like 3 or 4 different people for kind of different types of things. Yeah. Maybe one works at a pool store, maybe one is a technician, and one has kind of done something in the community.
Yeah, no, we usually, we get that a lot. We get a lot of multiple entries from the one person. Some guy who owns a pool store who nominates, 2 of his pool techs, nominates a customer service girl or guy. So yeah, you can nominate as many people as you like. And once again, it's all about the integrity of what they do. We're not looking for people to self-promote their business. We're looking for the true backyard hero and to support the industry in that way. So Yeah, absolutely. It's open for multiple entries or single entries, and it takes about 5 minutes to enter. It's not a big deal. It's a very simple process, and we don't spam. We're not there to build a big marketing database. We're actually there to run this as a part of our community give back program.
Right. And what's the last day to nominate somebody?
This year it's going to be September the 20th. So I made it Pacific time this year because I got kind of caught out last year when it was Eastern Standard Time. But yes, you've got up until midnight Pacific time on the 20th September to get your nominations in.
Very good. So once that the nomination portion is closed, what does the process look like in selecting a winner? How long does it
Mm.
usually take for you guys as well?
Well, like I said, we open for voting. We have a lot of entries. We do vet the entries. Anything offensive, of course, gets taken off, and anyone who's obviously looking to enter the competition not in the right fashion gets pulled out. So
Do you
all
get
the
a lot of
entries are
that?
listed. Oh, yeah, you get a lot of drunk Friday night entries.
Like why
You know,
people shouldn't get it, maybe?
yeah, some
Okay.
pretty funny photos and some pretty interesting concepts of
Hey,
why they
feel
should
free to
win.
forward us some of those. That sounds like a good
Yeah,
time.
it's a great read, I tell you. I
I
tell you,
bet
pool guys have got a great sense of humor, that's for sure.
they do.
Oh no, but anyone. So everyone gets listed up on our portal. There's a week in which people can vote. The smart people get the word out on their own social media, and the more votes, the better, obviously. But it doesn't just come down to voting. It actually comes down to a panel. We get down to finalists. We get down to about 20 finalists. This year we'll make that about 15 finalists, and they go up against the judging panel. We ask for 3 personal recommendations from business and personal. We do a background check and everything. So it's a very, very tight, legitimately run competition. It's not one which is just based on how good you look by a pool.
Right.
Very cool. Yeah. Thank you for all that. And what are the prizes for 2020?
Well, we had to kind of shift key on that one because generally we, like I said, give a travel package, and we'll continue to give out the prize for Genesis is offering actually 2 different schools this year, one in concrete pool construction and the other in above ground pool construction. Fantastic prizes, by the way. And I'm not sure, I think they'll be able to do them in person or take them online. The big prize that we're offering this year is like the ultimate service package. So a complete makeover of your truck with a decal, just a whole bevy of stuff that you would want that you probably haven't been able to afford for many years to replace. Apparel, we're throwing in sort of meaningful stuff like a $500 phone card and lots and lots and lots of Pleatco product, which has always been an enjoyable thing. We've always made the Pleatco product as a part of the prize. So a lot of people use it and put it into their customers' pools and can make some funding out of that or do whatever they want. But yeah, so it's a ultimate pool guy and pool gal service package this year for both winners. Yeah, worth
Yeah,
about 5 to 6 grand each.
And do
nice.
people get some type of like badge that they won this award to put on their website or something like that?
Yeah. We give everyone a full media kit. All of the winners are placed up on pleatco.com. We create a video of the winners. We luckily from day one, we've always videotaped the winners as response. So they get to respond to winning rather than just sort of at awards ceremony. We get up and make a speech, which most people like myself never want to do. So we instead of that, we do a video introduction of the winners that gets put up on our website, and the winners also get a sort of media support from us and a package, decals for their trucks, apparel, and we help them with any marketing needs that they need through the year as well.
Right. And I'm just thinking about, how pool service company separates themselves from another one and, having badges on there where, you've won these awards when homeowners are coming down to building with one person or a service
Yeah.
professional with one company over the other. I think that's a huge piece that will just last for as long as you're in business, somebody that wins. Those are the little things that are big.
Yeah, they're tremendous. The grassroots marketing materials are still the most successful in this industry. I mean, one of our winners puts "Get your pool serviced by the perfect pool guy,"
Of
and
course.
put out
Yeah.
like postcards all around the neighborhood. And wow, he just just from that alone really resonated. But yeah, no, we help on the digital front with anyone's website. And once you're an alumni, you get to come to the awards dinner every year. So we usually hold, not this year, but usually hold a big gala dinner to present the awards. That's usually around about 100 of the top people from around the industry. So the winners get to mingle, with the heads of big companies and whatnot. But the alumni has grown. So all the pool guys and pool girls, for many of them, are all good friends now and have their own sort of pool guy, pool gal community, which is tremendous. So it's taken on a life of itself out over and beyond what we do within the company. Yeah.
Right.
That's a huge networking piece. I mean, you get to talk with all those people who have won in the past. And now you have, 13 years of that, and you have all these winners around each other. I mean, when you hang out with winners, you usually win. It's cool to surround yourself with that kind of company. That could be life-changing in itself, just to have an access to that network of people that you can now run ideas by, run, questions by, and things like that.
Yeah, it's tremendous. We've had over 75 winners, and to be able to go into that little community, of which is very tight knit, and be honest and open in conversation with them, that's for me has been the best thing out of the whole competition, is just that absolute on point insight into the machinations of the industry through those guys. Yeah.
Right. Are you having a virtual awards ceremony this year then?
Yeah, so this year is going to be pretty cool. Aqua's going to run it. We're actually going to do an online awards ceremony. They're going to run the awards ceremony as a major webinar, which everyone will be invited to. So instead of having 100 people at a awards dinner, hopefully we'll have 1,000 people at the awards dinner. And yeah, the winners will be awarded, announced at that point. Generally, we used to announce the winners a couple of weeks before the national show, so people could get their families and everyone out there and stuff like that. But this year we're actually going to run it a little differently. Aqua Magazine's tremendous voice of the industry and a fantastic group of people to work with, and they've really stepped up to the plate and helped us take the competition digitally this year. So yep, everyone will be able to log in, and we're also going to open for a wildcard vote for anyone who actually comes to watch can vote for a special award for the end of the night to be an active participant in the process as well.
Very cool.
Is there anything else that you wanted to add, Battista?
No, I just think get out there, nominate, and support the industry. Whether you're in the industry, you used to be in the industry, if you know someone who deserves merit and just works their ass off and is just a good person and has supported the industry and is not recognized on a daily basis or a weekly or even an annual basis, please nominate, because it does change people's lives, this competition, and it will help that person in any way, whether it's just a pat on the back or whether it's a very significant prize, then it's well worth it. And we're just proud. We're just a proud company. We continue to service the industry, bring new product to the marketplace, and that's what we do. We're not like any other company. We're in filtration, and that's what we do. We don't build anything else apart from filter products for the aftermarket, and we'll continue to do that. And the more that we can reach the end user and the more that we can be a part of this greater community, it's a win-win for all of us. So yeah, get out there and nominate.
Right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to seeing the winners for 2020, but we really appreciate you taking the time to be with us on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. And just want to say, love Pool Chasers, love what you guys do. And thanks for being a voice of the industry. It's really, really cool.
Oh, we appreciate that.
Hey, Pool Chasers. Thanks for checking out this episode. Did you know that each episode has its own page on our website? This is where you can find more information about the guest and episode topic, as well as all the resources that we discuss throughout the show. To get to the webpage, click the link below. Also below, you will find links to the sponsors of the show, as well as links to follow us on our social media channels. On our channels, you will find some of our favorite clips and bonus material. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Our tag is Pool Chasers. We also have a Facebook group for the Pool Chasers community. Here you will find like-minded professionals all looking to make each other better. One last thing. If the episode has brought you value, please check out our Patreon page to support us And if you could please rate and review the podcast, we would love to hear what your favorite topics are. Thank you for your time and your ear.
See you out there, pool chasers.